Welcome. Let's call the regular council meeting to order. It's May 13th, 2024, 7 p.m. at the beautiful Town Hall Complex in Batesburg-Leesville. At this time, I'd like to invite Hunter Tomlin up to give our invocation. Hunter is the pastoral assistant for Christ Community Church. Welcome.
Hello, let us pray together. Father in heaven, God, we thank you for this day to meet as leaders. We thank you for our leaders to meet. I'm reminded from Isaiah, it says, learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. God, you are good and you rule with justice and equity. Would you help us and help all leaders to do so? Give us wisdom in our decisions, that we would have justice and peace and reconciliation in our community, in our society, and in our town. Help us to do these things and empower us by your grace to do these things. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Stand for the pledge if you are able, led by Mr. Faulkner.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Item 4, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve? So moved. Mr. Kraus, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Faulkner, any discussion? District 1 or District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
District 3 votes yes.
District 4?
Wait, 4, yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
And Mayor votes yes. Motion passes. Adoption of the minutes for the regular council meeting for April 8th, 2024 is presented in your packet. Do you have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Mr. Faulkner, do you have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wise, any discussion? District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
District 3 votes yes.
4?
4, yes.
6?
Yes.
7?
Yes.
8?
Yes.
And Mayor votes yes. Motion passes. Item 5B, adoption of the minutes for the special council meeting work session, which was on April 17th, 2024. Do we have a motion to adopt those minutes?
So moved.
Mr. Kraus, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wise, any discussion? District 2?
Yes.
3?
District 3 votes yes.
4?
4, yes.
6?
Yes.
7?
Yes.
8?
Yes.
And Mayor votes yes. Motion passes. For the mayor's report, our next regular council meeting will be June 10th, 2024. The year is flying along. For council committees report, Central Midlands Council Member Bucknight.
Never got a packet, I'm assuming we didn't have a meeting.
There you go. EPAC, Councilmember Kraus.
The EPAC meeting that was scheduled for April was canceled due to no business to discuss. Our next scheduled meeting is July 17th.
Sir. Common Advisory Committee, anything, Mr. King?
I don't have a report for common. We meet next week.
Thank you. And for Joint Municipal Water and Sewer Commission, Mayor Frank Shumpert of Billion was elected and assumed the role as chairman. Phase 2 of the water plant transmission main, they're working the punch list on that project. The Pelion water main replacement project installation is completed. The BL project, of course, is anticipated construction to begin this summer. Fort Ridge's subdivision in Pelion is to extend the main along Lydia Drive. Calico Farms are working with project engineers on long-term water plan for that area. Working with GMC on water main improvements at the Platte Springs tank. Also working with Hazen and Sawyer on updating the 20-year master plan, and received a proposal from Weston Sampson for the Pelion Main Street water main replacement. Water customer growth is at 2.9% year to date, and sewer customer growth is at 5.23% year to date. That is my report. And Mr. Mike. Got my page break there. Mr. Mike Taylor for the BL Chamber of Commerce.
Before I begin my report, I want to congratulate the town on its new website. I think it looks great, and I think it captures what our community, to me, represents and so forth, so, and it was easy to maneuver, at least for what I needed for, so congratulations on that. The Batesburg-Leesville Chamber of Commerce and Freedom Yoga held a business after hours, on Tuesday, April 23rd. Everyone enjoyed the opportunity to network and have heavy hors d'oeuvres. Josh Crowder, Evan Costner, and one of Freedom Yoga's instructors outlined the physical, mental, and spiritual benefits of yoga. It was a good evening, and I could use some of it. On Thursday, April 25th, the Chamber and Miller's Technical College recognized the potential honor graduates of the high school, during the Batesburg-Leesville High School during the general membership meeting. 94 individuals, including the students, the parents, and chamber members, enjoyed the Sheedy's breakfast, student recognition, and time that was spent together. Arts on the Ridge held their fabulous foul festivities on Friday, April 26th. Hope you saw some of the painted foul in the Twin City News paper. I thought they did a tremendous job and very creative. I don't know whether you've seen Run Out in Front of the Wizards or not, but it was made from spoons and plastic spoons and knives. It looked sharp. I was very impressed with their creativity. Last Friday, we had the South Carolina Poetry Fest on Batesburg-Leesville Chamber Golf Tournament at Ponderosa. We had a great turnout. The weather was super. We were thankful for that and very appreciative of the business community and the generosity to supply the food and everything that makes a golf tournament successful. It was very successful for us. Mid Carolina Electric Co-op will be our sponsor at our May general membership meeting. They will also have the program. That will be Thursday, May 23rd at 7:30 at Cheesy Barbecue. And our next major event will be the annual auction at T&S Farm on August 17th. That's my report. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you, Mr. Mike, appreciate it. Okay, Miss Judy, do we have any public comments? All right, no one signed up there, we have no unfinished business, so we're gonna move into new business. This is a proclamation recognizing the National League of Cities Small Cities Month for June 2024. And whereas small cities and towns under 50,000 population are the home to millions of Americans and constitute the vast majority of municipalities across the United States, and whereas small cities and towns strive to strengthen their communities through the provision of services and programs to improve the quality of life for all citizens, and whereas the federal government is an essential partner in the success of small cities and towns and must be encouraged to continue to support programs and legislation that strengthen small communities. And whereas state governments are partners in the success of small cities and towns and must be encouraged to continue to support key programs and legislation that strengthens communities. And whereas organizations, businesses, and citizens are partners in the success of small cities and towns and must be encouraged to continue to grow their efforts to make small communities a viable choice for people to live in. And whereas during these challenging economic times, the need for a renewed intergovernmental partnership to support essential public services is more important than ever to ensure the safety and growth of small town America. And whereas the National League of Cities President and the Small Cities Council of the National League of Cities have declared June 2024 as Small Cities Month. Do I have a motion to accept this proclamation?
So moved.
Mr. Kraus, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Balknight, any discussion? District 2,
Yes.
3,
District 3 votes yes.
4,
4 yes.
6,
Yes.
7,
Yes.
8,
Yes.
and Mayor votes yes. Motion passes. And item B is a proclamation recognizing Peace Officers Memorial Day and National Police Week in 2024. And whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th, 2024 as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which it falls as Police Week. And whereas the day was set forth to honor officers who gave the ultimate sacrifice, the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund reports that 140 to 160 law enforcement officers lose their life on average each year. It is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of law enforcement, and that the law enforcement agencies recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression or intimidation. And whereas the federal, state, county, and municipal law enforcement agencies have grown into modern and scientific agencies which unceasingly provide a vital service. Do I have a motion to adopt this proclamation?
So moved.
Mr. Faulkner, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Prowse, any discussion? District 2,
Yes.
3,
District 3 votes yes.
4,
4 yes.
6,
Yes.
7,
Yes.
8,
Yes.
and Mayor votes yes. Motion passes. And item C is a resolution for the Peachtree 23 yard sale event, which will be held on Friday, May 31st, and Saturday, June 1st, May 31st and June 1st. The Town Council of Batesburg-Leesville will, for these days only, waive the $5 permit fee for any yard sale held on Highway 23. Do I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
Mr. Prowse, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wise? Any discussion? District 2,
Yes.
3,
District 3 votes yes.
4,
4 yes.
6,
Yes.
7,
Yes.
8,
Yes.
and Mayor votes yes, motion passes. Item G is a resolution endorsing the Batesburg-Leesville Vision Zero Action Plan. And so this is a follow-up to the work session that we had on April 17th, when consultants presented on safe streets and roads for all action plan. The next step is to pass a resolution in support of the action plan. So this will allow us to apply for the $8 million in implementation funding, as we discussed. So following the adoption of this resolution, it would be included in the implementation funding application, which is due on May the 16th. Application is ready to go and just waiting on this one final piece. Resolution was put in the packet. I don't think I need to read this one necessarily, but if I'd like to have a motion to pass this resolution, to adopt it.
So moved.
Mr. Prowse, do you have a second?
Second.
Mr. Faulkner, any discussion?
Yes.
Ms. Hartley?
I'm concerned that with this process that we've been presented, I feel that there's been quite a bit of deception for the residents of the Batesburg-Leesville area, in particularly the masses of those who came out to the public meeting a month or so ago. It, to me, does not appear that we are operating in transparency. Therefore, in the future, I would like to do due diligence with trying to reveal facts, true facts for the residents of this area, so that we would know who will benefit from the changes that's expected to be made when the funds are acquired.
Mr. Mayor, may I clarify something real quick with regards to that? As was discussed at the work session that evening, this resolution and the action plan now, everything that came from the event that we had here where people could fill in what was important to them, what the issues were, all of that is addressed in the action plan, really in the totality. This $8 million is a request for $8 million towards sidewalks, towards intersection improvements. It has not gotten down to a specific request at this point. Our hope is that we can get this $8 million, and once we receive that $8 million, that's when we'll come back together and decide on which projects will be done. But first, we need to know if we're gonna get the money first.
Okay.
And so through that process, I think is where that transparency of exactly what we're going to do is laid out on the table, but we've got to receive the money before we can sit down to discuss what those projects specifically are going to be.
Okay, and we did mention some areas of concern during the public hearing. And what I have got to do tomorrow, I'm gonna walk the streets of Batesburg-Leesville and look at the downtown streets to see what I can see. I'm not the person, I'm not the engineer, but I wanna see what we would be looking at as far as the business sidewalks, okay? And then we will go back to the table, come back there, and look at what will happen to residents, if anything at all.
Right, and there'll be a whole process for this, but first we've got to apply for the money. This resolution is saying council supports this plan, this action plan. We get notification of receiving money, and then this council comes together and says, here are the projects that we want to do.
Okay, Mr. Manager, thank you. You know how ladies are, we're concerned about how the monies are spent, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, no, thank you. Any other discussion? District 2,
Yes.
3,
District 3 votes yes.
4,
Oh, yes.
6,
Yes.
7,
Yes.
8,
Yes.
and Mayor votes yes, motion passes. All right, and, let's see, next item up in new business is first reading ordinance establishing sanitation rates for the town of BL. One second. Okay, this would be so in a letter dated on April 19th, 2024, Waste Management notified the town of Batesburg-Leesville of a CPI increase to the sanitation rates charged by Waste Management. And there will be a 5.3% CPI increase applied to the contract on July 1st, 2024. The increase will raise the rate charged by Waste Management from $17.97 to $18.92 per customer per month. With the 5.3% CPI increase taking the new rate to $18.92, which is what the town will be charged. We've been charging an additional $1.09 on top of what Waste Management charges. That helps to cover the cost of the Saluda Lexington County out-of-county charge. Additional charges related to recycling and fuel surcharges. And with this, the new rate that customers will be beginning with for the August bills will be $20.01. So $20.01 per month beginning July 1st, 2024. Do I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
So moved.
Mr. Proust, have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wise, any discussion?
Yeah.
Mr. Kane?
So, is this a new contract? Wow, how are they able to increase in the middle of a contract?
So the contract stipulates a consumer price index increase, that is, all the sectors of well, I can't think of the word, there's different sectors, retail, there's restaurant, there's sanitation, there's all these sectors of business, there we go, that are out there. The federal government tracks and does what's called a CPI on an annual basis, where they study what effect the economy has had on the individual sectors of government or services. Basically what's came down is the sanitation sector saw a 5.3% CPI increase over the course of the last year. So as our contract states, the contract provider, Waste Management, has the ability to increase the rate based on what the CPI for that sector does. And that's what they are doing based on our contract.
Okay, so how does that affect our dollar that we put on top of their increase?
No, I mean, essentially, our $1.09 is our $1.09. There's going to be, I believe it's a 97-cent increase per month is what
From us?
no, from Waste Management,
From
the
Waste
5.3%.
Right.
There's no increase by us on what we're doing. The increase is purely the 5.3% CPI from Waste Management, which is about, I believe it's 97 cents a mile.
Okay, now, am I to understand that we're charging Batesburg-Leesville residents for Saluda County?
It's a portion. There are recycling charges. See, recycling's a portion of this that has gone up drastically, and there are recycling surcharges that are hit within our rates. There are fuel surcharges that are placed on us within our rates, and those are things that are charged back to the town that we've kind of built in to cover those costs.
Is that from Saluda?
Not all of that is Saluda County. There is a portion of this that covers the out-of-county rate for those Saluda County, but it's not the entire $1.09 that we're doing whatsoever.
Well, so what's, alright, so, in essence, Batesburg-Leesville residents are paying for Saluda County trash.
A small portion.
That's what, I mean.
A small portion.
Because we have residents.
Okay, but I understand that, but, and what does Saluda pay?
What is what?
Okay, so the portion of Batesburg-Leesville that's in Saluda
Mhm.
County, right? All of us are paying for the subsidize their out-of-state, out-of-county trash. And what I'm saying is, why wouldn't Saluda County pay?
I mean, this was discussed a long time ago. I think the issue was that if you had to bear this cost solely on those that lived in Saluda County, the increase would probably, and I'm not gonna quote a number, but it was gonna be close to double what the monthly rate is for those who live in Lexington County. It was going to be a large increase, and it may not have been quite double, but it was going to be a significant monthly impact, whereas if that cost were spread over 3,000 something pickups a month and counts, that it would be a very much smaller impact on all citizens versus a huge impact on the Saluda County residents.
So,
Mr. Mayor.
no, hold on one second, Ms. Hartley and then Mr. Paul.
So, Mr. Lundey,
Yes.
when the lines were drawn and some of the residents that were in Batesburg County, Lexington, were then told they were in Saluda County, would this have an effect on the increase we're seeing?
It did. We actually saw that this past year. There was again, I can't quote a number, but I think it was like $600 increase a year.
Okay.
That we were being charged. So that was taken into account this past year.
So then the residents of Batesburg-Leesville will see this increase in their monthly water bill?
This increase right here, our increase has already previously been done to account for those. The increase this increase that you're seeing right now
Yes.
is merely the CPI increase by what Waste Management is charging us.
Okay, because there are people in District 4
Mhm.
who have children and they're using their washing machines and doing laundry quite frequently. And I know two who, right,
Water
well, but it still affects the overall charge that the person is paying for the month. So the lady said to me, she said, well, if this be the case, I guess I'll just start to carry my trash to the dump myself. But there are those people who, you don't live where I live, so you don't understand what I'm saying. You live in another part of the town. So therefore, there are people who are saying, we're paying more for pickup. And there are some days we know that we don't get the pickup on the day we're supposed to get it. So this is a concern. It definitely is a concern.
Well, if there's issues with pickup, we certainly need to discuss that because we can resolve that.
But is there any way that we could offset this from some other fund? Or we haven't looked at that?
I mean, I guess it's a discussion that we could have. I don't know what, it would have to be general fund. It couldn't be utility fund, it couldn't be hospitality tax fund or victims assistance fund, so it would have to
Well,
be
no,
utility
no,
fund
definitely.
that would supplement it, but, that would be the only fund, but that would certainly be a discussion.
Can the county pick some of this up?
County's not picking any of this.
Saluda County.
Saluda County?
Saluda County.
Not within our town limits. Not picking up what's within our town limits. Because they're Batesburg-Leesville residents. Yes, they live in Saluda County, but they're within our municipal boundaries. Just like Lexington County doesn't provide sanitation within Batesburg-Leesville town limits.
Exactly, I
in
understand.
Lexington County, so I would not foresee Saluda County picking up any of the burden of that.
Okay, this is going to be an issue in the future, because especially since there's a prospect of expansion and increase in population, then we're gonna see the speed go up again. Yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will. Because it requires more people on the staff to see, that company. Thank you.
Mr. Hall?
Withdraw.
Okay, alright. Any other discussion? District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
District 3 votes no.
District 4,
4, no.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
and Mayor votes yes. Motion for the first reading, the ordinance passes. And brings us to our manager's report, Mr. Luckadoo.
Good evening. Just want to start out real quick, saying the South Carolina Poultry Festival was a success this year. From the feedback we received, it was one of the bigger festivals that we've had in quite some time. We appreciate the South Carolina Poultry Festival Committee, the volunteers of the festival, our town staff, all of the police, fire, and EMS personnel who assisted during this event. And when I say police, I mean, Chief was able to bring agencies in that we've never really had participate before. We had a lot of people really provide great service, and we're just appreciative of everybody who took part. Yeah.
So I'm understanding that the town is not the Poultry Festival Committee, right? However, I think that we need to have a discussion with that committee or the town itself about the Poultry Festival and how more citizens can become involved in decision-making, and even some of the decisions that the town made about the golf carts and
Ultimately, just for clarification, ultimately, that was not a town decision on the golf course.
okay. But, and that makes it even more concerning to me because you have an outside entity dictating, what our police do,
It was a
basically.
cooperative partnership discussion with regards to that.
Okay, so then the town had a part in it. But all I'm saying is that as we move forward, we need to have either more council people involved in understanding the planning as far as the town's role is in that. And also the festival extends itself out into the community. And we need to have a better understanding with the residents that live in that extended area about, what they can do and what they can't do on their property, just on for this one event. So let's have some more, a better dialogue with the community, the town, and the Poetry Festival Committee.
Moving on to the next thing, at this point, we are trying to set 2 upcoming concert events in the park, one for June and one for September. At this point, we have not finalized what those exact dates will be, but once we have, we will put those out for the public. We're trying to work with a number of different bands at this point on what their availability is and just trying to align our calendars to see what'll work.
Movie night? No, this summer? I know, I'm pushing them up.
You and I can have a discussion about that,
Okay.
that's something we can discuss.
Thank you.
Here's an event coming up for the community as well, not necessarily town related, but we wanted to let you know about it. The Lexington County Soil and Water Conservation District will be hosting a small farming and backyard gardening workshop here at the Batesburg-Leesville Town Hall on Saturday, June 8th, from 9 until 12 p.m. This workshop is designed to learn more about small-scale farming, backyard gardening and composting, and you'll get the opportunity to build your own rain barrel. The course is $35, but you don't walk away empty-handed with just knowledge. you walk away with the rain barrel that you were able to learn to build that day. So, we will, I think we may have already put that out. If not, that'll be on our website, social media here soon. We certainly encourage people to take part. I know backyard gardening and homesteading and, farming is becoming a bigger thing among people, and it's a good time to come out and learn some useful information.
Why are you not doing it at this point too?
This was actually discussed months and months ago.
Perfect place.
It's been in the planning process.
It's a perfect place for it.
Some project updates. Our project manager for the water project reported last week that the pipe is still slated to arrive this month. He also stated, that the contractors have begun and will continue to work over the next week or two, preparing the bore pits, and the pump station site. But getting those prepared so that when the pipe is delivered, they can actually hit the ground running on getting those bores done underneath the road. He did state that the contractor plans to have 2 crews assigned to our portion of the project. So we'll probably see people working on that end as well as people working on this end of town, trying to get this project underway and moving quickly. With regards to the liquid chemical feed project, DHEC had their final inspection this past week and everything passed. We are clear to operate the system. But with that said, we just received not too long ago a shipment of our gas feed. And rather than waste that, we are going to continue to use our gas feed system until such time as that gets low as to not be wasteful. And we will be ordering our liquid chemicals close to that time. But our first order of chemicals, liquid chemicals, will be done through the contractor, as the first round was part of our contract agreement with the contractor. So, the Pine Street corner parking project, the RFP is still out for that. We have a pre-bid meeting tomorrow on site with any contractors who have requested drawings and feel like they want to put a bid in for this project. At this point, 12 contractors have reached out and got the drawings and requested the information. We'll see how many show up to the pre-bid meeting tomorrow, which is mandatory. We will be opening bids on May 28th. We will have this slated to be on our June regular council meeting to bring that. Some quick financial updates.
Okay.
Yes.
I know you and Jay have to drive another 2 hours. Can we stipulate the finance for this month?
I can brief it
I'd
up.
like to have a brief summary, please.
I can do a brief summary.
Okay.
On the ending month balances, the total of non-utility funds ended at $1,552,000, with the total of all utility funds at $4,226,000. We still have $121,258 remaining in the 2021 infrastructure revenue bond. At this point, the American Rescue Plan Fund account is at 0. The hospitality tax checking account ended the month at $241,872, with the hospitality LGIP account at $1,270,000, bringing the total of H-tax funds to $1,512,684, bringing the total of all funds in the bank $7,291,847. The next page, as always, is the month ending April side by side from 2015 to 2024. The general fund operating revenues ended at 78% for the month of April at $4.4 million in revenues, with operating expenses at $4.7 million, 84%. The utility fund operating revenues ended at 35% at $3.2 million, with operating expenses at 32%, $2.9 million. I will again reiterate, as I do each month, those percentages are lower due to the built into the budget funds for skip funding towards the water project. The Victims Assistance Fund operating revenues ended at 78%. You will see that significant jump I said you would see based on some past deposits being notated at $7,422, with operating expenses at 78% at $7,393. And the Hospitality Tax Fund operating revenues ended at 100% at $712,049, with operating expenses at 37%, $259,510.
All right, thank you, Mr. Luckett. We have no executive session this evening, so no actions for executive session. Item 13, potential agenda items for next month's meeting, June the 10th, 2024. Do I have any motions? Then I would ask for a motion to adjourn on item 14.
So moved.
Mr. Prowse, the second.
Second.
Mr. Balknight, any discussion? District 2,
Yes.
3,
District 3 votes yes.
4,
4 yes.
6,
Yes.
7,
Yes.
8,
Yes.
and Mayor votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.